corpses in rooms now. Some of them are pretty fresh. The majority of them are not.
Anyone feeling hungry?
You see me like put my hand to my head and go, and I'm gonna check for Arcana. I'm gonna say like what else is special about this room that there's only one thing kind of floating around. Because I know I'm not really wise or super intelligent, but this is spy shit. This is stuff you do for setups.
I want to pull out my little telescope again to see what is the object in this room.
23.
You're not sure, but it doesn't look like there were ever any other pedestals in this room. Just the one in the middle.
I'm just gonna.
And you can both see that it's some sort of butcher's apron. A thick, well-made leather apron with knives and a couple meat hooks, and it's just neatly folded on a little stand on a pedestal.
With blood on it?
Well, yeah, it's a butcher's apron.
Just want to make
It
sure.
reminds me of Diablo, where there's like fresh
The
meat.
butcher. Right.
You can read the placard on it. You can read the thing on there.
Can't read this yet.
It is indeed what's called raiment of the butcher. It's a cursed item. It was difficult to acquire, according to the text, as the person who wears it and bonds with it essentially becomes a kind of serial killer.
Oh, I want it. I want it now.
And it gives a whole host of perks and abilities, but the person must slay other sapient beings. Not animals, not elementals. They have to be completely sapient until they are killed or captured.
It looks exactly like a paw.
And the raiment only comes off upon the death of its bearer.
So it's kind of like Halloween's mask.
Jason Voorhees in the making.
It seems like a lot of what it can do is unknown, but it's kept in here on its own like this for fear of potential contamination. That it might curse or some of its effects might rub off on something else.
I still have that button on me.
No, you don't actually. Remember, you left it with your stash.
Oh.
Alright. Think about rubbing my lucky button on it.
And you rub it in there.
See what happens.
I mean, you can get closer to it. I mean, there's the glyphs, and there are bodies all over the place in here. In fact, there's a couple that are suspended from the ceiling with chains that don't really have a point of origin. It's like they just sort of manifest, and these bodies are just like hanging there from these chains. And I'm not talking like hooks and manufacturing chains like these hooks. Like they were probably modified fish hooks.
You're gonna end up smacking him in the face.
Think Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking it was a rather creepy scene.
Okay, so that video's gonna suck, but whatever.
Gives me ideas for decor back at the castle.
Put this in the
From my
entryway.
bedroom.
Wait, this room totally needs more red.
The Fae went crazy.
Adventuring has its perks.
Where did it go?
Free body parts.
Its fingers, knees, and toes, knees, and toes.
Hey, why can I see your character singing that while we'll go around the place?
Yeah. I'm doing my best to stay in character.
If you want to examine the glyphs, you can, but
Oh shit.
run!
Made it.
Yeah. Took a little while.
How was the stinky hospital?
Oh. Hospital was okay.
The herbal hospital was different.
All right, so
You're in the shit with us. We literally went up the poop chute.
you guys got wet.
Ability sheet.
You survived the giant fart.
That is very good. Thank you so much.
You survived the giant fart. We were all so proud of you, Ron.
Alright, let's have fun.
So yeah, I just dash through the room. Like I don't touch anything, and I just go right for the next set of stairs.
Oh, by the way, you missed it. Some of the bodies are suspended by hooks and chains coming from nowhere. Seemingly nowhere.
Yeah.
Someone opened Pandora's box.
Yeah, I'm good.
Actually, if someone wants to give me a survival or a medicine roll.
Do I have anything?
Do you have a Twitter?
Oh, I do have survival.
Kind of.
And okay, I just have survival.
Medicine, you can make a medicine roll as well. For those who have the ability.
I have 22 total. I rolled a 16,
23.
I have a 6-page
but modified to 22.
If you can roll your die.
Cause I have a modifier of medicine of 6.
One of those people in the chains
Wow, you could hurt
is alive.
Well,
They're alive?
let's see.
One of them is still
Someone's
alive.
having a good
I
time.
think that
It's kind of
guy's
one of
having
the
fun.
lighter ones.
Someone's having a good
I
time.
don't want to roll on
Yeah,
top.
He's been hanging out at the party way too long.
Now you can't get out.
18.
18.
18 for Ron.
Alright, so yeah, one of the guys is still alive.
Is his mouth covered?
Well, one of the chains went through his cheeks
Ow.
and into his tongue.
I've seen this kind of thing before. They make them dance forever.
So, asking questions of an individual who doesn't have a tongue makes it kind of difficult.
He still has a tongue, it's just impaled with a hook.
Yeah, I understand that, but they also they're hanging by arms and legs, I imagine.
Through the thighs, pectorals,
But if
and
they're
shoulder blades.
okay, but alive does not necessarily mean conscious. What condition is this individual in?
They're going to die very slowly. Getting to them might be a bit of a trick considering they're
How far is suspended in the air?
about halfway between the floor and the ceiling.
I go up near him and
And some of the a couple of the chains come up from the floor at angles,
Okay.
right into the.
If you were to do
That's a
a,
good one. Fuck off.
if you were able to do, a bandage.
Why are her feet so big?
I want to go up where he can't see me, like behind him, and I want to whisper in his ear, "What did you do to end up here?" And I say it
You're
really,
the only one who gets this response, which isn't really a response. It's just a single,
and I want to say it like in an intimidating way.
just a single bloody tear that just
Horrible.
and drips onto the floor.
That's horrible.
It's a disgusting mermaid.
But yeah, these chains
Line
themselves.
good in this group?
You can see now that you're closer that the chains themselves
I'm gonna
have edges to them.
For once.
Yeah. Like the way the links are forged, the outer portion is flattened to almost like razor blade edges.
Oh, like
not quite as sharp.
like Vorpal chains.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
But it definitely makes passing through muscle and bone a little easier.
Oh, okay.
It also makes it probably very painful.
And he twitches and the chains pull a little tighter. So you can kind of hear flesh beginning to tear.
This old chap's still got some fight in him.
So what are you gonna do? Bind his can you bind his wounds? Can you bind his wounds so that we might be able to have him?
I don't know that I want to bind the wounds of this one. I asked him a question and his his response was a boogery tear.
I come back into the door even though I'm still invisible. I'm like, guys, I really love the chat, but we know what's in here. It's bad, and we can keep going.
And then you still have 10 more floors after this.
I'm out. I'm already walking upstairs.
I'm already dashing away, so.
I'll stay with
Where's the Barbie? It's still in there.
So.
I grabbed Hasselhoff.
Do I have anything that like smells really pleasant or drink or something like that?
You have prestidigitation, don't you?
Yeah.
You can make him smell pleasant.
I want to make his upper lip taste like candy or smell like candy.
You can do that.
So he'll smell candy until his last moments.
You can make his blood smell like candy.
I don't know that's kind of sick.
Constantly.
It's like a big elite.
That's what grosses you out, really?
Alright, whatever.
I gotta play chaotic
Someone's gotta
neutral.
draw a line somewhere.
I gotta
think it's him.
play chaotic neutral in my own way. Okay.
So you make his upper lip smell like. What sweet do you want it to smell like? Treacle tarts, chocolate.
Green apple. Green apple.
Green apples and caramel?
Airhead green apple.
Sure, that's perfect.
Okay,
And
that's my one. Get your own.
so I have the tankard, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna pour some from one tankard into the
We're
other.
not water. We're gonna make ice water.
Okay.
I just don't want his lips to touch my tankard. I gotta find a way to get it out of this one into something that it's okay for him to drink.
You could use prestidigitation again to guide the fluid into his mouth.
I'll do that. So he can taste beer one last time. But it won't it won't take away the pain.
Hey,
I mean, chaotic neutral.
Shades!
By the way,
Chaotic neutral.
I've already gone ahead and gone up 5 floors, so I'm just running. No, I'm just saying, like, it was.
One last pleasant thing before the end of his life.
Yeah, I don't know if that's chaotic good at this point, or
Or more torture.
Chaotic sick. Anyway.
Chaotic what the fuck?
Well, he's not in the partying mood, so he doesn't need the inebriation.
I'm cool with it.
He ain't going nowhere.
You know what?
Understanding.
Roll me a d6.
3.
You've gone up 3 floors.
I'm right behind.
And some of the items you've come across are paradox stones.
He's still fucking with the dead guy.
No, I blow him a kiss when I go away.
It's like, and you begin to follow. An assortment of rings, tiaras, diadems, cloaks. Some of them sound relatively benign until you see the descriptions and realize that, oh, this cloak really isn't a cloak, it's really just a mimic.
Oh, that sucks. That sucks.
That's not
Oh, that tiara looked nice until I read that it eats your brain if you wear it for more than 2 hours. Yeah, no, I'm
A cloak
good.
that will let you glide and fly, but it rips your flesh off to add to itself to make for better flying and gliding.
It eats you while it flies.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Necro gear, got it.
yeah. One dagger that,
That sounds like it would be torture with a ring of regeneration.
not a dagger, but a blueprint for a dagger to kill a god. Permanent.
Whatever it takes, I want that one.
Oh, you're too fat.
Just do the presentation for a copy.
So this is what I do my free time.
Copy.
Just drawing minifigures.
Just to name a few things.
I just like take out a small scroll of parchment from my scholar's pack, and I'm like prestidigitation. And I was like,
I think we're gonna end up. You know, actually, I think this might be something we probably should not have, because if someone does have that blueprint, the person that could possibly be used against might say, "Hey, you're now my enemy, and I'm going to kill you before you get a chance to make it." And since most gods are omniscient, they probably know that you have that.
Blue duck.
Not saying that you're gonna die just because you do a copy.
Zap.
I mean,
So everyone is all caught up at this point. Moving on.
oh my god, this is so bad.
We thought about I took the lead.
Wait, what would be required to get this dagger that could kill a god?
You have to make it.
Make it?
it's a blueprint. So I took out my scroll of parchment from my scholar's pack, went prestidigitation, copy, and then scrolled it and ran off.
Good man. Somehow I get the impression that will not necessarily give us the ability to make it. But it's worth a shot.
Worth a shot.
What happened to the blueprint is copied is just as good as the blueprint itself.
No, that's why they say a copy of a copy is never as good as the original.
Well, okay,
That's a thing.
Fine, I'll take the original. and I'm the one who's going to die.
Well, if it's only guarded by glyphs, I know I can manage that.
Well, that's why I didn't go buy it. That's why I copied it. Whether that helps or not, we'll see. But anyway,
Or I could blow us all up, you know.
You go up to the ninth floor.
okay.
This one is dark.
Using
You
my
can see where the lights are, and the lights themselves are kind of on, but they're not shedding enough light to illuminate the room fully.
what do I see with my dark vision or my
You see
double
a
sight?
little bit more. It seems like the shadows in this room move.
Oh my god, this is totally not my here.
So,
In the middle of the room
I'm gonna arm myself with my scissors.
Nightmare fuel. We're playing in the hallway.
is an arch
Because we're bored.
that whispers.
Oh hell! Now we're going to Harry Potter style.
Light.
You cast light and
Oh,
it
right,
fades.
Oh
You see it
yeah.
flicker, and it seems like the shadows just.
absorb it. So,
That's the gateway to hell.
what about traditional light, like flaming torch?
That's a good point.
I keep twisting it.
And I take out. You just see a torch like remove itself from like out of nowhere because I'm invisible still, and I throw the torch into the room.
Same effect. The torch is still burning though.
What about a
But it
sunrod?
seems like the light is just being consumed directly from the torch.
What about a sunrod?
Do you have a sunrod?
Well, I think there is that option in some of the kits, but I don't know that at this point.
Does it feel colder?
It does. You
It's
feel like
a-
you really don't want to be here, and going toward the arch is
We got
probably.
no choice. It's the route that we have to take.
You can go around it. You're going up a tower like
Then
this.
yes, going around it's probably wiser than going through it.
I
Only
pushed
so many
that
times you can step through a portal, Rick,
No, I can do that.
and hope to God that the other side doesn't cause you to be a blended individual.
Using my double sight, what else do I see through it? Because I can pretty much cut through everything. I can see through it. I just need to.
This place is clean. There are no bodies. It doesn't look like anyone's ever even been in this room.
This
Darkness, both natural and non-magical.
This house is
I
clear.
just had one query about the guy that was hanging around. It was still alive. Was he a human? An elf?
Human.
Okay, he was just human.
I'm just gonna say since I'm just like, all right. Let's avoid the portal and keep going toward the stairs because there's nothing in this room otherwise.
I'm looking at the portal, but.
You go ahead. I have shit to do. Fuck this.
I'm following.
Yeah, the quicker we get out of this building, the safer we
Does
will be.
anyone in this room have a passive perception lower than 15?
19. Lower than 15?
You do?
No, mine's 19.
14 for me.
What is it?
Your passive perception.
Where's that at?
It'll be underneath your skills.
I'm a 13.
Okay? You two don't really hear anything, just a slight whispering. Like, you can't discern a language or any real rhythm or pattern to it. It just sounds like thousands of voices whispering to each other and to themselves.
Over here.
You and you hear things whispering your names. All four of your names.
Oh, damn.
And trying to beckon you closer.
Yeah,
here.
that's the absolute opposite of what we prefer to do. I like the idea of being.
I don't know, maybe the hand is shaped like the sun.
I start
Are
running.
they using my short version of my name or my long version of my
Your
name?
full birth name.
I start running.
Interesting.
Albatross Hawk Lagerberg?
More likely the name that his mother gave him when he was born that he probably altered once he was old enough to become a pirate.
Fair enough.
A name that you wouldn't know.
And
Not
all of a
no
sudden
one
you guys
else
just see
in this
the
room
truth
but
come.
you would know. And as a fae, yeah, it's whispering your true name.
That's crazy.
Oh,
It makes me really want to snip one and see what
I'm
happens.
forklift certified. I found it on the floor at the bus stop.
Nice.
So I have someone's forklift certification.
So,
That's not
Just
really a
to let you know,
certification, but
Well,
yeah.
this says how you're in the presence of one, so I'm forklift certified now.
clear to you. It's whispering our names.
So are the shadows attached somewhere where I could do
We really
something?
should go though.
Not that
Yeah,
you
no,
can
go
discern.
around this.
They just seem to be
Yeah.
there, unanchored to anything or anyone.
So,
However,
That's what makes me want
The
to sniff
sun-
it so bad.
even if there's a possibility of a sunrod at any point,
This may be
anybody in our group, what's the effect? Is it absorbed?
you don't know.
Oh, what?
Okay, I'm not going to give that one to you. You're going to have to
Burning
figure
a
it.
sunrod is expensive.
Yes, it is.
It's very expensive. It's like 75 gold or something like that.
I want my certification back.
Is it worth it?
No.
Is
Well, if it
worth
looks like it is at all possible snipping one of these things, I want to go for it.
prices on
I think I may have to
Give me a
I
perception.
am curious.
I can't do
Sorry,
it.
don't drink the water, please. That's really
I rolled an
nice.
11,
Plus Walmart toys and a
and
Dollar
I think I
Tree
get like
toy.
plus
I don't know what
5.
it is.
You don't have a shadow in this room.
No, your shadow's been absorbed by the darkness.
Can I identify if one of the shadows actually looks like my shadow?
No. Yes, you can. You can, and no. The shadows that are dancing around in this room are not yours.
I
Not
run.
anyone.
I'm running.
But there are quite a few of them. Like more than should be in a room this size.
While they're standing around me now, I'm running up the stairs.
Okay, so you're just gonna go up the stairs like Flora.
Yeah,
Nope,
fuck that.
nope,
Nope,
nope.
nope,
Do you want to roll another perception to see if you see your shadow?
Sure.
Well, there's still a torch too, by the way, so you may want to utilize that.
I did use a torch.
Yeah.
So I share with the group the things that I notice.
22.
That my shadow
You
is
do
gone,
not
and I
have a
don't see
shadow.
my shadow among the shadows.
In this room.
I'm out. That's why I'm out.
Yeah, being absorbed by the darkness, including our shadows, is pretty serious.
I like this kind of magic, though. Is there a way that I can learn something about the magic that's happening?
You would have to spend more time in this room and run the risk of whatever that
It's
is
easy.
getting a hold of
It's
you.
essentially
It seems worth it.
But
I mean, it could be a bridge to the shadow
Oh,
from
really?
itself,
Okay,
where
I'm
the Raven
sorry.
Queen
but
sits.
still,
That would be appealing to me.
It would.
Well, I thought they were a lot more expensive.
they're only about 2 to 4 JP. But still, I mean, 4 gold for a sunrod.
I mean, you guys are level 5.
Yeah, I think this would be something that probably would have an adventure kit, but I mean, you know, it's probably been removed.
Has anyone even noticed
Like
the
you
druid's
said.
gone?
That's a good question. Has anyone noticed that the druid has left?
He
He
probably
went up
just
a level.
he probably just turned into
I've been
something.
running, I've been going, so.
The next floor.
Will the shadows talk? Like, can I be conversational with them?
You can try.
Oh,
Don't drink that.
oh shadows.
I love how you like to play with fire.
You are in the presence of royalty.
Something whispers in your ear.
I'm here representing my court.
And it says,
There we go. Wait. If I drop
Grums?
that mess, I'm gonna run.
Oh, crowns.
This water is repelling off of the box.
They're really obsessed with crowns.
In time.
and you realize that you're the only one in this room. Everyone else is gone.
Yep, I've gone crazy officially.
Time to go.
Okay.
What is the dirty water? That's mascara.
Oh, that's true. You know. Do you know her?
Some of the shadows pool on the ground, not too far from where you are. Are you flying or are you standing on the ground?
Flying right now.
No. Yes.
From one court to another?
I'm using our leftover
And
water.
something that looks something white just sort of pokes up.
Ow.
Does it look like a finger?
It's a shadow. It's a shadow penis.
Hey, wait, here's the shit to the ground.
Are you going to accept this gift?
Shallow pool.
Do it? Yes, I accept.
He can't either.
Pass off. Shiny
Land,
object. Yes.
do you land on the ground to accept it?
No.
No.
No? Okay, so you float down and you take it and you withdraw it from the shadow. And it's a chopstick. A single chopstick made of ivory.
It's a lance!
Made out of bone.
I'm the only person in the world that would want one chopstick.
Now you got 2.
The end that you're holding is wrapped in, it has a little bit of leather wrapping around it. And just past that, in a spiral around the rest of the chopstick, is exquisite scrimshaw carving
Okay.
of the cycle of life, from birth to death.
Oh. I think that my patron would love this.
And when you examine it, words flicker on there in Sylvan. In the end, all is ash.
Oh damn, your mama caused this.
Well, ash is a plane.
Oh yeah.
Seems like the realm of shadow and ash would be close to each other. So that kind of makes sense.
Are you playing Pokemon?
Okay.
Are you going to leave now, or are you going to thank the shadows and then leave?
Well, normally when one gift from a court is presented, there's traditionally an exchange. Is there anything that I have with me now that would be useful or desired by you and your court? An equitable exchange is normal, is it not? I'll have to ask my patron about this one. Okay, so yeah, I go catch up with these guys now. And I'm gonna put that thing in a way where I can like wrap it, so if I want to pull it out, I don't have to touch it directly.
Just in case.
Yeah. Who knows what it
You
is?
produce a silk handkerchief from one of your many, and wrap it up with great reverence. And you catch up with the others on the 9th level.
Fair.
10th level?
Yeah, because ninth level's for the shadow.
No more
I decided
stairs.
in this room, like when I go in the little hallway or with stairs or whatever, I'm gonna actually walk now instead of flying everywhere.
Oh, we're gonna see him crawling.
I'm gonna walk all regal. You know, like I got a special little, like a noble strut. I'm all like my chest is puffed out.
We represent the lollipop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Make sure to like flick the tips of my wings so they look extra crispy. You okay, bro? So what should I call that? Chopstick?
Let me double check something.
Done is done.
Maybe I should call it something other than chopstick.
You are chopstick. Hey! His new nickname is Chopstick Hasselhoff.
Yeah, she's a pilot. Cold.
Stiffle chopstick bean.
Still being these chopsticks. These chopstick being.
Alright, so
Oh my god, it's cold.
yeah, so should I call it a chopstick? What do you think would be the best way to describe it on my inventory?
Okay.
I'm trying to take my shoe off.
Ooh. 6th level spell. Can it be upcast?
We're just being
For a while.
cool. I'm using our
spell?
old water bottles that we were drinking. In the corner.
Now,
She's good. She's been doing her schoolwork.
you have. This thing is going to be
We're
called
gonna do a half of a jalapeno.
the Ivory Chopstick of Bitter Ashes.
Beater ashes?
Bitter.
Beater, got it.
The ivory chopstick
Beats.
of bitter ashes.
He's bitter ashes, aka beans.
He's like, my favorite flavor profile.
Okay. What it does is it gives you access to the Disintegrate spell. It can be used 3 times a day. I might alter that slightly because it can be upcast. It's a 6th level spell.
Okay.
So you can actually use the charges to upcast it.
Nice. That's a brilliant gift.
That's amazingly painful.
Where did the druid go, they say?
We've been running up.
We just can't seem to find him.
Okay, creature targeted by this spell must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 10d6 plus 40 force damage. The target is disintegrated if this damage leaves it with 0 hit points.
That means no resurrection.
Is that for the
Wait,
person
something
being
else.
affected, or is that the person using the wand?
Being affected.
Okay.
So
Or
when you
you can
cast
go-
it, you would essentially point it at someone
I know
and
where
use
he's
that
dead, or where
ability,
he's dead.
and if it reduces them to 0 HP, like, they just turn to ash.
Another one.
Actually, they turn into ash that blows away because they don't even have the option.
And anyone who's this is used on, if they turn to ash, they cannot be resurrected. Not even true resurrection. Because you need a body.
Not even a wish.
Well, you'd have to use wish to get the ashes back and then reconstitute the body.
Okay.
It'd be a whole process.
You're going to go through 3 wishes really fast.
Right.
Okay, that's interesting.
So, and yes, it can be upcast.
It pays to talk to the shadows, friends.
Well, we could go back.
I
to
was
the
not taking that
conversation.
shot.
I'm just,
Alright,
I just say that if we went through the portal, we might have been well, that little disintegration device, out of character, of course, might have been used on us when we go through the portal.
Alright, so yeah.
It totally reminds me of the Hansel and Gretel, where the witch uses like the old finger bone to like reach into the kid's cage. What this thing kind of reminds me of when you were describing it.
Alright, so,
Ivory, so that means it comes from an animal of some kind.
bone, basically. Polished bone.
Oh my god!
You know, it's like hair. It's beautiful.
Alright. Next floor.
Bad dog.
After this floor, there are four. After this floor, there are 4 more to go.
I'll keep going.
Yeah, no, we're still going.
You're just gonna keep going?
I'm tired of this. I want to get the shit.
I would like us to group up just a little bit, if it's possible.
It looks
Well, you guys are together now.
Okay.
Yeah, we caught up.
I'm like marching on the ground, walking now.
Right between my arms, like you're the big guy.
Yeah, I gotta find a piece of string so I can lash this chopstick to my back.
So I don't know what's going on with that.
It's like a little walking stick for me.
I pull off a piece of string off my
Yeah, if
clothes.
you have a pack like the rest of us, you would rest it inside a pack.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet how I'm doing my equipment because
You've actually come across a couple of dead guards.
dead one.
Oh shit.
The guards for this place.
Yeah, but are they? What are they doing?
Dwarven and Elven plate.
Hey, your weapon works better than we thought.
Actually, one of them was human. The other one was a dwarf. A female dwarf.
Oh.
It's in my butt.
Does she have a beard?
No.
I look for injuries.
Injuries for tell assassin usually have
I'm gonna use Arcana in the room. Just in case.
Yeah, there's something magical in here.
Do they look freshly dead?
It looks like they've been dead for a couple of days.
18. 18.
18? Yeah, there's magic in here, but from what you can tell, they're immune to the magic in here by design.
If I knew we were gonna do this, I would practice.
But you can't discern their manner of death. They have no injuries.
Damn, I was going to
I want to use that prestidigitation spell to
Havana
make so I only smell fresh daisies.
Because I'm going to the
Alright, so determination of death, not old age.
Definitely not old age. Like, the human appears to be, like, middle-aged, and the dwarf, she appears to be roughly middle-aged as well, although freshly shaved and, you know.
I assume their lips are blue or rigor mortis. What age are we talking about for death?
A day, maybe 2.
So recently, and it's probably not dehydration, most likely.
No, they look, for all intents and purposes, healthy at the moment of death.
But instantly killed.
Again,
I look for anything in the room that could produce a ray.
A ray?
After looking around, I just go upstairs.
Yeah, I kept going. Fuck the body.
Guys, let me explain something that's really from 1975. When you split the party tends to die.
Oh, sometimes you have to have a scout.
And sometimes
Right.
they have to choose who's going to be the one dying.
That's right.
Okay. No, fair point. We've been trying to just keep moving because. So what we've learned is that 95% of the time when we're in a room,
Yeah.
most of the items have either been cursed or just shouldn't be touched.
Right, and I'm in agreement with that.
Right. So at this point, which is why when we see that, I'm like, I don't sense anything that could have been the cause of this. I should keep moving. That's
Right.
what I did.
I
I just wait by the stairs and I don't go up immediately.
Yeah,
I go halfway up the stairs and keep looking out for guards.
Okay, I know we're not playing Nintendo 64 and we're not going to face the boss immediately, but I do know that there's always the possibility that we could have some encounter that might actually kill guards, and we're not guards.
Fair enough.
Alright, so I'm okay with us searching absolutely every single thing. I'm cool with it.
I could cast a Speak with Dead.
That would be very useful.
Yeah, do that.
Do you think it would be worth giving up a Meld into Stone to cast it?
How much does that cost?
I just have to give up a spell in order to cast that one.
He's talking about using a sorcery spell, but he doesn't have it prepared. And as a sorcerer, he can swap
So I,
anytime he wants.
so I can let go of Meld into Stone and turn it into Speak with Dead.
Yes.
I mean, I would love. What would before you do that?
Yeah,
what questions would we actually ask? That's the question.
What killed you?
Well, no. Okay, so let me just say this: if you die
Was it
right
the leaves
now,
cooking?
Would
at
you
this very
know?
moment, would you remember you dying?
No, probably not.
Probably not.
Okay, so let's have at least 3 good questions that we could ask him.
Yeah, just in case.
Okay, what would be the first question?
Well, we know the purpose is guard, so we don't have to ask that question.
What's at the
What's
who's guarding the top of the tower?
Or how about this? We're looking for a particular book, right? Where is that being held at? Watch us.
I think the second question
It's on the
would be,
9th floor. Let's go through the damn portal.
I think the second question should be, if you were going to steal anything in here, what would it be?
Yeah, what would you steal? If you could get away with it.
Something that's only mildly
No,
cursed.
actually, where is the location of the item that you would want to steal the most?
Yeah.
That way we can go directly to it.
Well, I'd rather know what it is and where it's at.
Well, however you would like to ask it.
Okay, so the first question is, what's guarding the thing that we want?
Yes.
The second question is, what would you steal if you could in this building? What would the third question be?
Oh my god. Okay.
Any other routes in?
Well, we could do a catch-all. Tell us everything you know about this tower.
Yeah.
I really don't want to hear that answer, though.
That's a long answer, just to let you know.
I'm sure of that.
Let's abbreviate that one a little bit.
Okay, so what?
What's the best way for us to get out of here without being harmed?
Yeah.
Just to remind you, you guys have cards that will take you from here as soon as you acquire.
Yeah, so we can.
we
Oh, so
have
look
an
at-
instant exit.
So we don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You don't need an exit strategy. You already have.
So we just grab it and disappear.
Are there any dangers that we should know about on our way getting there? You know, so we want to know what's there and guarding it. and anything we should be aware of on the
We're
road.
already anticipating guards and magical forces.
And
Yeah, but-
demons.
But it doesn't have to get the information in.
But they could tell us specifics.
They might
Okay.
tell us specifics.
Then what's on the last floor? Then what's
So the
so
so,
then you know the three.
so the third question should be: is there anything that we should know about things that might harm us on the way to that floor?
Yeah. Okay. So the location of the item,
What's guarding it?
what's guarding it, and then
Well, and then the second one would be if they were going to steal anything, what would it be? And then the third one.
where is it that you would steal? And
Oh,
what
okay.
is it?
Is that good enough, or do I actually have to say it?
She's fine. She's just
You'll still have to cast the spell,
Okay.
which if you can. Speak with Dead also has the ritual tag, so you have to expend a spell slot to cast it.
How long would that take?
A minute.
Oh, fine. I'll do that then. So, is there anything ostentatious that I have to do with the ritual? Like set up candles and light them and shit like that?
All stuff you have on you.
Okay, cool.
Alright, so who are you going to ask? The human or the dwarf?
Do we have anyone in our group that speaks Dwarven?
No.
Then I think it'd probably be better to ask the human.
Well, they all
Dwarves know
speak
common.
common.
Yeah.
Right. And that'd be the one fucking dwarf that we know that skipped English class.
I guess.
But she would also know the most. She's probably been
oldest.
longer.
We do know that a majority of the girls we've come past have all been dwarfs, so if anything, she's been here the longest.
And the human may have sensibilities about what they would steal that might be more compatible with us, anyways.
Right. So,
It's really a toss-up.
do you have do you have any language translation tongues or anything?
Well,
like
you've
that?
already used comprehend languages, so even if she did only speak Dwarvish, you would still understand her.
Oh, that's still active?
Yeah. It's actually
Okay, cool. So they
Yeah,
understand.
okay, cool.
So I at least understand them.
So let's
So it's in good.
let's get the female point of view.
We've been Christified.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've decided who, and I have the ability to do the ritual, so I cast it, and then we ask those 3 questions.
She blinks.
Why would you do that?
Oh my god. I died. How did I die?
See, the questions work the other way around. No, I'm just kidding. Out of character.
No, honey, you're not dead. You were just sleeping.
Permanently. Okay.
Bitch.
Get the answer.
No, I'm gonna do anything I can to calm her down. You know, to like have a coherent conversation.
Well, she calms down really quick. I mean, she knows she's dead. She accepts the fact that she's dead. She doesn't like it.
Why are your glitter? Why are your pants glitter? And why are your hands stained? I'd be like, I may have
You still
done
look
a
beautiful.
little bit with my friend's makeup.
Oh my god. You're a fae. What are you doing here?
We're here to help.
Because I can't wear
I'm a little fucking late for that. I'm dead.
Whoa, we'll help you on your way.
We'll put silver coins on your eyes so you can cross over the
No.
house.
We'll get vengeance on those who did this to you. You can help us.
Not bloody likely.
How would you?
The damn goblin's probably already dead.
How would you like to be buried? And where's the goblin?
Yeah, that's our wood goblin.
Hey,
Sounds like a badass goblin.
by the way, speak with Dead. Ask her 3 questions first. If you continue having a conversation, this better be a role play. Just in case.
Yeah. Well, I figured that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
Encourage a roleplay.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Sure. Is there any particular way you'd like to be buried, or any of your companions here to be treated in a particular way?
Just bury me with me, lover.
Is your lover here?
We never got the chance to do anything. But, I mean, we died.
Make it rain.
Okay.
Well, so that's why there's 2 guards laying dead. They got caught running.
Oil pastels.
No, they're actually decent.
Currently trying to get the glitter off.
Like, apparently they've been working together for a little while and, some feelings got caught. Mutual feelings. And now they're both dead.
We will
See
make
where that got you?
we will make sure
They
that
don't know how they died, do they?
we'll make sure that your body is
No,
staying
but
together.
she assumes it was the goblin.
But yet there's no wounds.
There's no goblin.
There's a goblin, but there's no wounds.
But where's the goblin?
I don't know.
Were you able to wound the goblin?
No, he hit us with some strange magic.
I started looking around for a damn goblin.
It hurt. And then, now I'm talking to you.
Fuck goblins.
Well, that
I hate
explains a
them.
lot. That means there's no
I
afterlife.
can't stand goblins. They're the worst.
Especially the little blue skin shite.
Yeah, I can't stand those ones.
I'm also not in rainbow order.
They really are the worst.
We're gonna make it rainbow order. I will.
I didn't just hear that.
So you were guarding all of these levels, all these layers?
Just this floor.
Huh.
I just looked at Alfred and I'm like, Blue Goblin. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. I think that's psionic powers.
So the most likely they died from an aneurysm in the brain or something like that.
How is it that you've been laying here dead this long and no one has found you
I
yet?
hear him say, I'm like,
Long
you're
shifts.
fucked, you're fucked.
And given the nature of some of the artifacts on these floors up from here on up, they're incredibly dangerous and very few people actually want to take these particular shifts, which is why some of these floors are empty. The artifacts tend to guard themselves. Except for the last one. God's help anyone who goes up there. She gets you.
Who's she?
The eater of fear. I hate going up there.
Well, it's like my character doesn't fear.
Everyone has fear, you little shite. Everyone.
What do I fear?
What the fuck would I know? Country minds. You little pansy tot.
I like this one.
I do too.
You have 2 more questions, and then I get to go.
So we didn't ask the question.
No,
You have 2 more questions.
ask the second and third question.
Oh,
Yeah.
um,
What would you steal?
I'm sorry. I thought we'd already done that.
Well, you asked her, one of the questions you want to know is how she died. And she doesn't know, but she assumes it's the goblin.
Magic from a goblin.
Yeah, something the goblin did, some kind of weird magic that apparently she had no protection against.
Explode your brain.
Okay. If there were anything on any of these floors that you would steal, what would it be?
Nothing on these floors. I would probably take something from the library down on the 6th floor. They have a whole collection of books. Some of them are pretty impressive, but they have these ones called the big books that, if you read them, gives you all sorts of nasty little lovely things that you can do against whatever's inside those books. I don't like spiders particularly, and there's a big book on spiders. And I'm told if you read the whole damn book, it makes you really good at killing fucking spiders of any kind. And, I'm kind of arachnophobic. And if I read the book, apparently it'll cure me of my arachnophobia or make it worse if I fuck it up.
Interestingly enough, then
That is very interesting. Thank you.
What if? And I'm not. This is not a question. What if the ultimate boss is a fucking spider at the top of the damn tower?
Yeah. So for the third question, we were going to ask about dangers on the way up there, but it seems like we should try to get more information about that.
What our target?
Yeah.
Get information on.
'Cause that was one of the questions.
Target.
There's nothing,
walk
on
right
the
by
next, there's nothing on the next few floors. Just empty space.
So it's just the fear eater. What is the fear eater?
I don't know. No one really knows. Only that she comes from beyond.
Like a creature or like a spirit?
Beyond means
Bit of
spirit.
both, I think. I don't know. I've only ever seen it once, and more than bless my rotten soul, I never want to see that again.
Well, what was it you saw, if you can describe it?
Saw me uncle.
You saw your uncle.
Yeah, he was a right nasty piece of work. He used to do all sorts of horrid things to me and my cousins.
So you saw what you,
So it
you saw what
shows
you
you
were
your
afraid of.
greatest fear against you.
Yeah.
So it is.
It's a fear demon.
It's the Harry Potter thing.
It's
in
a
the box.
fear demon.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
I don't even know if it's a fucking demon. It's beyond demonic.
Oh, it might be the goddess of fear.
I remember reading a report, they sent a demon in there, and she ate the fucking demon. And she only eats things that have fear in them. And she ate the fucking demon. A fucking pit fiend. I don't know what the fuck a pit fiend is afraid of, but she fucking ate it like it was a candied apple.
Sounds like a goddess to me.
So with monk meditation and things like that, I would like to start removing any form of fears that I possibly could create on my own. While I'm, of course,
While you're having this conversation, so you're doing a little bit of meditative centering.
Yeah, I'm just.
Look, I don't know what it is. I don't even know what it really looks like. But she, if it is a girl, because it seems to look different to everyone who looks at it. Everyone who looks at it sees something else.
That's
It's
amazing.
a bogart. What's that? What's that?
Worse.
It was bad though.
What was that?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
He's using out-of-game knowledge.
Well, what he's trying to say is basically he wants acknowledgement of knowing that it could have been something bad. That's bad.
I was trying to see.
Hey guys,
I was trying
are
to
we
see
done
if it
with our
was-
ghostly friend here?
I was trying to see if it was legit what he was saying. Don't worry about it.
Thank you for your wisdom and knowledge. We will be happy to keep you with your letter.
Just, for me, Lover and I, if you could give us a couple of silver coins to pass,
Exactly.
I would
That's what we're
greatly
talking
appreciate it.
It will be done.
I
Thank
don't
you.
want to be separated from him in death. I know he's not a dwarf, and I know Moradin takes offense to this sort of thing sometimes, but I just don't want to be parted from him, even if I end up in the human afterlife, whatever that is.
The disease
Hell.
water.
Okay.
May the gods bless you, especially if you go past this floor.
Thank you.
Oh, time to go up, fellas.
And then she just goes limp and
Disappears.
So I go.
back onto the ground.
So I go ahead and I put a silver coin in each of their eyes.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'll take 4 silver for my thing, and I'm just gonna look and go. I can't help it. And I sit the human up, put the dwarf sitting there on her dick, hold her, and I'm like, yeah, they'll
So
never.
you pose the bodies?
Wait, hold up. I just realized something. You said we only
These
got
turn-
2 platinum pieces each.
10.
The bag that he threw on the table, he said had 800.
Oh, 800 plat?
Yeah.
Damn.
Each. 800 platinum for each of you, and that was just that
Just
that
the
bag
pay.
that he initially dropped on the table was to let you know that he was fucking serious about
Yeah,
this.
very
Because I heard you say 10 plat, so I thought it had like 10 plat piece for us. That's why I said it.
No, I was thinking like a bag of platinum.
Yeah, I know, but you
I
said
didn't know if it was 10 or not. I was just saying a number.
Anyway. But anyway, yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so after
Wait, so
doing
I did
that,
have enough to fucking buy my
after
weapons.
doing that, I go and look. I'm just gonna say
Have
out
you
loud.
checked on the platinum?
I'm stupid then.
No.
You don't even know if we even have it in there.
All you did was put it in with your stuff, and you forgot about it promptly because you're a fucking scatterbrain druid.
You're thinking about trees and not milk.
So, she's released. You pose them in a very
Provocative sense.
romantic.
In an eternal bonding moment.
I'm concerned about the goblin.
Yeah, if it was blue, so offhand, from what I know about blue goblins, they use psionic powers. Now, how rare they are is even rarer than probably what we're looking for. That's just a little bit that I know.
Well, you seem very knowledgeable, and you are just sick enough for me to trust you. So, very good.
I pull out my bow and arrows.
Anyone who will pose 2 corpses like that,
Just
you're-
in case.
you're okay in my book.
So let's continue. If there's really nothing else stopping us except for that blue goblin, I say we keep going.
Library,
The
the
next 3
books,
floors. Let's go down to 6.
the library and the books. I think we
Let's go
should
down to
follow up on
6
that.
now.
You really want to go all the way
Down
down?
to 6. Yes, there's something we did forget.
Well, you were never on the 6th floor. When you guys took that way up, you bypassed the first 15 floors.
Holy
We
Yeah.
did enter an actual room where it was all covered with books instead of actual items.
But that's not the library.
But it wasn't the 6th floor.
The reason, look, our mission, the only thing that we're probably going to go up against is whatever's on the top floor.
Correct.
That's what I just
And I'm willing to bet. It's not a guarantee, but whatever's been here has been here the longest. What are the chances that it doesn't want to do what it's doing anymore?
He wants to just release.
Or what are the chances of it?
It's probably very
freedom for
It's
the
probably
items.
very low because this place is full of very powerful charged items. This is something could feel passionate about guarding.
This thing's killing things just to kill them.
I haven't seen that happen. It's mere hearsay.
Are you
They're
gonna?
dead
Are you
bodies.
guys gonna move?
You
up?
trust a dead body?
You.
Guys, bro, do you know the difference between intelligence and instinct?
Yeah.
Well,
What's the difference?
what if this monster just operates on instinct and not intelligence?
Yeah.
Look,
I bet we'll find out in those books.
Look, I didn't say that the probability was high. We all knew going in here that we might die. So if it's at the hands of this thing, so be it. However,
Good day to die.
I'm gonna
However,
I'm
if
just
it
gonna do
knows
about
how to
face and
scare
start
the
marching
shit
in
out
the
of
direction
people.
towards the books.
however, if it knows how to scare the shit out of people, the only thing I'm going to say is it must have the intelligence enough
To
to be
know
able to
what
communicate.
You know what? I'd take out a blindfold. I'm like, there. I ain't get scared.
You're an idiot.
Are you
Don't
doing
do that. You're afraid of the dark.
I'm gonna look to. I'm gonna look to Bean and go, Bean. Bean.
It's called me Stiffle.
If you were gonna go ahead and really go back down to those books,
I really want to.
Books sound
You
boring
guys
to me.
can always come back. You know where Wake's End is. You know where this tower is. You don't have to do it now.
And we now know the way in.
Okay, so let's do the one.
Over
thing
my
we're
shoulder, I
supposed to
yell,
do,
YOLO!
where we encounter that monster and leave immediately.
that's a good idea. So what we will do is exactly
Run.
that. Let's go up, find out what we're doing. If we end up succeeding in our mission, we can either run our asses down to the library, or leave and come back another time.
Come back another time.
I'm already going to the library.
You want to do the library? I would like to do the library. But
All right,
The only
so-
reason why is because there may be not that every module has a you have a flight potion, you have an invisibility potion, and you have a speed potion, and you use those during opportune moments.
They had to figure out how to get all this shit in this building, and it probably came from the knowledge in that library.
I think that it's worth going to. And since we're on a main stairwell that has all floors, is that correct?
Yep. Well, until you get to the water processing part, then you'll have to find the one door that will lead you down. That's on the 15th floor.
So we essentially came into a hallway, and the hallway itself had doors and other ways to go, but we just started heading down
North. I guess.
Since we pretty much are
Directional.
knowing that we had the way to do that.
Directional up, I should
I
say.
pull out my original chopstick, lance, and I'm gonna have it at the ready, just in case.
So you're still heading down.
Yes.
All right.
All right, let's
We'll
go.
get back.
I'm gonna look.
Okay,
And
we're- Please, as a group, if we could go to the library. Okay, please.
Well, I'm very small and I'm marching very slowly. I'm walking on the ground right now.
He doesn't walk on the ground very often.
I'm marching.
What the heck?
I know it's important to do the mission itself, like you said, but there's got to be a reason why. If it's valuable enough for the dwarf, it's probably valuable enough for the party. And we do get to keep what we do fine, right? Is that the agreement?
That was
that
the
is, but like I said, everything that we've been checking on the way up
It's
so
always
far,
been bad.
it's been nothing but bad, and the further we go up, it's been worse.
Yeah.
The
so-
only thing that I took, and that was without consequence so far, and I'm going to pull out a rifle that essentially looks like shoots necrotic damage.
Wow.
And I'm going to look at
It's got like crystals and copper wire wrapped around it.
So,
It's a spelljammer rifle.
if we really want to, we can continue.
Oh,
We
did
can go down into the library, but
Ron, we didn't tell this to you, but we have evidence that they have been dealing with illithids here.
Holy crap.
That was like a big trigger, like, maybe we should just fucking go.
Yeah.
well, that was only a what if.
Yeah,
But
But illithids are mainly psionic and unfortunately brain hungry.
yeah, so the dwarf is talking about a goblin, and I'm thinking that she saw an illithid.
I can see that.
That's the way I'm processing it. Right.
Are illithids occasionally blue?
No. At least not that you've ever heard of. They're usually
Black?
gray, pasty, sometimes albinish.
Isn't there another type of ice goblin that's blue?
no.
I mean,
It's like a mage goblin.
if I
From the elemental planes, but you wouldn't have seen one.
you'd think a dwarf would know a goblin, though.
Yeah, he would. Or she would.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're more running.
I'm gonna look and go, look, if we're gonna go back down to the 6th floor, all the way to the library, I'm just going to say, we gotta be super careful then, because we know what to expect going down. Until the 15th floor.
I'm staying here until I gotta go up.
I don't recommend you being by yourself, because if it's what's true,
It's obviously,
catch a chill.
it's obviously Crow has never seen Scooby Doo.
I have. Usually when they split, they catch the guy.
and usually
They
it's
have books about nature stuff.
in conjuncture to it. Let's just go together because if that's what Al wants to do, I'm in favor of doing it. But just
I'll get the hell out of this tower.
But the thing about it is, Rob paces us in the game. If he stops us, that's fine. But are you okay with us saying we're going directly to the 6 and you stop us if you have to?
The choice is yours.
Okay.
But that's why I also pointed out that you can always come back here.
That's true.
And maybe coming back might be the better choice, depending on how you deal with
Right.
that.
It can still be there.
Well, actually, it's restricted to that area. You might not have to fight it.
Right, because we might not have to go to that floor. Because we could find the object that we're looking for. But the problem is, this is the problem. I'll explain why real quick. Oh, I'm so sorry. The reality is we have exit tickets. We're not going to have exit tickets when we come back.
But there might not be guards next time you come back, depending on how you deal with her.
Right.
You have the option to fight her or let her go.
it's a very good choice. That is true that we don't know exactly what's guarding this tower to make this happen. We do know that pretty much it's been all dwarfs mostly, in Elven Plate, and for all we know about it, they're controlling it. It could be gone either way.
Well, you could cast Speak with Dead on the other guy.
That's another useful spell.
We could end up doing that. I'm okay with doing a second Speak
I
with
think
Dead.
we only get one shot per dead body, though.
Per person.
One dead person. So, you can cast it on the human.
I'm having a hard time reading.
Oh, okay, one second.
I don't fucking hate you. I got it everybody.
But yes, you can ritual cast it on the other dead person, and you can get more information. You got some from her, but, and I'm just going to tell you this as the DM, they do not
the hell?
have
Who's got
the ability to command this creature. This creature is just anchored there. She cannot leave.
Not without being summoned out.
Even if summoned, she is anchored to that place. And the only way to break that anchor is to do so physically in that room.
Yeah,
And she can't do it.
right. And yeah,
You know
just
what?
like a genie can't free a genie.
You know what?
Exactly.
I'm going to say this. I know we went in as a group. We don't have to leave as a group, technically. However, it would be the wisest thing.
Safest.
But that's
I'm not-
also what they'd be expecting.
I am definitely not completely against going to the library. What I am against, though, is the longer we stay in here, what are the chances that we're still not, that we either end up getting caught?
That's what I'm saying. We're sure we haven't been caught.
But this is also part of a league that, let's just put it this way: we start killing people in here. It's the whole no mafia of I want them dead, I want their families dead, I want
That's
their
why we
homes
don't
burned to the
kill. We
ground.
just go straight and steal.
Right. What I'm saying though is that if we have to go back down, we're going to encounter more and more guards. Remember what she just said? Is that the reason people don't go up here is because fuck up here. Going back down is getting more heavily guarded, which is why there was 2 people at the front door. And if there's 2 people just at the door, how many people are going to be in the library?
Actually, I think the library will have. To be serious with you, I think the library will be empty, except books.
There's a very possibility of that.
Or you could just run into their mages.
Which is even better, because they will fuck us.
Right?
Excuse my language.
They'll put us on them hooks.
They cast polymorph on you, turn you into an Onahole, and then send you down to the barracks.
Oh my god, you glitter all over
The look on Nick's face, just like, oh god.
I'm going.
Well, look, both options have merit. I am not opposed.
I can cast augury about the library to come to some kind
find
of
out
conclusion
if
about
there is- if
whether
there
it would
is
be
what is the defense of the
a
library?
fruitful endeavor, something like that.
What does Augury do again?
I'd have to look up the whole spell, but basically it'll give us an idea about how it would go when we go there.
It'd be a very good. It'd be a very good spell to be used. But I also would like to, if you can,
Because you can do a ritual.
Another speak with
to
dead.
commune with it.
We have to figure out what to say to
By
them.
casting
Gotta observe the
gem inlaid
niceties.
sticks, rolling dragon bones, laying out ornate cards, or employing some other divine tool, you receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. The DM chooses from the following possible omens. Wheel for good result, woe for bad, wheel and woe for both good and bad. Nothing for results that are specifically good or bad. It takes a minute, so you could cast it twice for both questions.
Wait, so what are the two questions I'll be auguring about?
The one is like, what if we were to go to if we went to the library first, will it help us defeat whatever's at the top? Or if we went to if we went to the top to defeat whatever's there first, will this tower be free?
I'd rather make it simple and just be like, if we go to the library, is it going to be good?
Yeah.
Well, that's what this is.
Or are we going to have a fight?
Because here's the thing, it could still end up becoming both
Because the
bad.
more complicated you make it, the worse it is to, like, the less information the answer actually gives.
Well, here's the thing.
Like, we should make it very
Well,
specific.
Well, it is, because it says,
Should we go upstairs or to the library?
look, I just said, it says, you
I'm
receive
going
an
to the library
omen.
anyways.
It says you receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a specific course of action, which means the more detail you give to it, the better the omen.
Well, I'm just going to do it about the library for now, and then before we go upstairs, then I'll do it then for that.
Okay. I'm good with it.
Okay, so
So you're gonna ritual cast this spell?
ritually augur going to the library.
Alright, so describe to me how you perform this particular ritual. Or you can use cards, you can use like insensible water. This'll let me know how I should present the information to you.
Use your wand.
I would do it in a manner that's consistent with where we're going, so it'd be something oriented around the librry. So I'd use like set up
Cards and books?
little books and maybe cards, like a building kind of thing. You know, like anything that would be thematic about the library.
So because I don't do ritual casting like that, and I see you build a house of cards on top of some books, I'm sitting there going like, are we casting a ritual, or are we just looking around now?
Shush, turtle.
Listen here, towards it, so you gotta swim.
I'm busy.
Alright, so so you asked specifically about the library. Do you ask anything more specific, like will it give you what you need for upstairs? Or are you just gonna leave it as, should I go to the library?
If I was gonna do that, I would just do two of them. You know, like I'm gonna do a ritual for a very specific question because I want the answer to be very meaningful about that question. So it's like, are we gonna end up in harm's way if we go to the library? Will harm befall us in the library? That would be the question. And then I would do another ritual for the one, you know.
So you're asking about the library first?
Yes.
The house of cards collapses. And 3 cards end up face up.
A portent.
Going to the library will be difficult. This is what the cards are telling you. There will be dangers. And you will not find an answer to the question that you are seeking an answer to. But it won't be without a gain on your end.
It's gonna be hard, but we're gonna get rewarded, and we're not gonna get information about that top place.
It's parody.
So, going to the library is not a waste of time, but it's a waste of time if we're trying to deal with whatever's up top.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the way the bones speak to me, it tells me it's gonna be worth it but difficult.
Bones, those look like books.
Yeah,
I
okay.
mean, they have
Are you
spines.
already setting up for the next ritual?
Yeah. Alright, so do the next one, please.
Okay, so this time I'm gonna use dice. Because the whole point. What is something else that would be in the ritual thematic style about this question? So what the question we're asking now is, will we find something in the library that will help us with dealing with the end thing, right? That's our current question.
That was already asked.
Oh, yeah, I think
It was the next question is, if we deal with the thing up top, will this tower be free from danger?
that's what I'm doing right now.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that then. So I'll use the dice and I'll use little trinkets and beads and stuff like that.
You actually have a vision
Okay.
Like it smacks you full in the face like a cold breeze off a graveyard.
So
You see two ways that this goes.
So I can exaggerate it and do a backwards somersault.
Actually, it does knock you down.
Yes.
Your eyes roll into the back of your head, and you experience death.
I'm really
I
hugging it up.
catch you.
So
I'll catch him.
Well, you guys see this is a flat for you. It's just like he just drops down and convulses, and then sits back.
But
up.
this is a perfect opportunity to do a performance too. I want to huck it up.
Go ahead.
No,
hug it up.
yeah, my
But this
eyes
would
will
be
be bulging. I'll be-
this would be more of an unconscious reflex on your part.
Okay.
Because like, oh, the vapors.
Yes,
you
yes,
know.
yeah. 16 plus 5 for charisma, etc.
Yeah. All right.
And the performance is even more.
So what you see is a twofold path.
Okay.
There's a choice here. It will make you an offer.
It.
He or she.
Whatever intelligence is behind
It
this thing
seems
that I'm
when you
interacting with
look
right
at
now.
it, it doesn't seem to have. It seems to have a form, but one that's beyond your comprehension. It seems non-Euclidean. Like it just seems to be everywhere and nowhere, constantly moving and shifting and pulling in on itself.
You're kind of describing face stuff.
And like Fey Nightmare Fuel.
Okay, cool.
In your mind, it proposes a question. Let me go, and you can take the artifact.
Are you going?
On one branch, you say no, and it rips you all to pieces and puts you into the sky to float inside of its chamber so that it can eat your fear at its
Oh
leisure.
shit, we're looking
Along
at
with
Pennywise.
other beings, including a very blue goblin
Play Minecraft.
that's trapped in the same way.
Is this yours?
The other,
Yes.
How are they?
They're good.
you accept the
7-Eleven
deal,
energy drinks.
Yeah, I
And
was wondering
you
because I've seen them.
remove a part of the glyph in this ward that anchors it here,
I remember you like
and
the
it
Skittle
leaves you
ones and
to
Bang.
take whatever you wish from this room. As it moves downstairs and rips to pieces every living thing in this tower,
We'll do that.
including, for example, those spiders. It just kills everything.
Destiny.
Okay.
That sounds good though.
You see in your mind's eye as it does so, those front doors burst open and a river of blood gushes into Wake's End,
If mommy gives you the
knocking over
thank you,
buildings
but I need to know like
and killing everything in its
when
path.
I
Just start digging up and going to
Huh,
school.
at least we won't be there.
Now.
But you live. You and your companions live. You take the Orb of Seasons and you use the cards, and then the vision just ends. It just stops abruptly, and that's because you can still feel. You saw both of those outcomes overlapping each other at the same time.
Well, that's why I'm trying to do the performance thing.
Yeah.
Because the way that I'm behaving, I basically want to tell them something very different.
I'd like to have you roll my insight and plus
Yeah, she
9.
makes a lot of
Just okay. You got
Like I really did the performance good too.
the 21. Your performance roll was total 21.
Well, plus my skill. So
Well, it was 16 plus the skill.
I think it'd be like,
Oh crap!
give me a moment. I'll look up the skill because it'd be 21 plus the skill, which is 5, so 26 total.
Okay, so 26 is really good. So what you're going to have to do for your insight is go ahead and roll it, and you'll have to, at the very least, need it to sense something that's hinky about his performance.
I
If you beat it, then you know that he's putting on a total show.
I'm okay with that.
Goodbye. No.
Do you want to do
I wanna do
it?
too.
It may have D20.
It's a very convincing performance.
Good night.
Perfect timing for a performance.
I needed
Okay,
insight.
so they're gonna resolve whether they can see through my performance or not, and then after
Yes,
that,
I'm the
I
only one apparently rolling.
oh,
I roll
You
too.
should try this. Good. The fusion.
That's not even that.
What's that?
No way.
Wait, what's insight? Oh shit, I have 6 on insight.
I may as well
Druids,
hold on
I tell you.
while I was trying.
And I had a nat 20 on my roll.
Yeah.
So I have 26.
That's a tie.
What's the
So we both got 26?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Cool. We both
Okay,
got
so
26.
you can tell that
That's not what he said.
he threw down the performance, and that whatever it is he was experiencing those visions, he embellished, but you don't know why. And what did you get?
I know my die. The die kept hitting the dice.
The bones have spoken.
Which
Okay, so it's 29.
Okay, yeah, he was definitely acting. He was definitely experiencing something horrific,
Yeah.
but he added on to it.
Okay.
Screw this. I start walking upstairs.
I'm just looking to go, what did you see?
I start walking upstairs.
Well, so basically, there's really powerful stuff in the library that we have to resolve, and then when we go upstairs, we basically get to decide whether everyone in this building dies or not.
That sounds like you just told the truth, actually.
I'm doing my best in the Fae thing here.
Yeah, no, you
To
did.
slant it in a direction
I
and still
just
tell the
looking
truth.
at, I just looking,
I'm just not telling them about releasing an entity.
I just gotta look at you and go like,
Everyone in the town could die.
There is more to it. Because, by the way, that is 29.
So you've gone up. The druid has broken off and just gone upstairs.
Let's do it.
I
Hold on. We can let him do that all by himself if he wants to.
And you run to the library. That's the
No, we don't have to.
No, so after the library, we're going to stop at a glyph, and we're going to undo the glyph, and then everyone in the building is going to die. We can take whatever we want,
Yep.
and then we can leave.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Let's do that. But if you really want to be by
If you
yourself,
saw-
Do I need to make more rules
If you
here? Am
just
I doing
saw
okay?
I think that last part might need a deception roll.
Okay.
by the way,
I thought that's what the performance was about.
Well, the performance was to sell that you were having this super intense vision, which
Okay.
was really easy to sell because it was
actually happening,
It was
yeah.
actually pretty intense.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically, it has nothing to do with the library with his vision. We already know the outcomes. Look.
Can you read what the number is on the
13 plus 9.
8.
22.
Okay.
He's got 8 on deception.
18.
Yeah, you can tell that he's not being entirely honest.
Okay. I don't want to cast rocks in your direction, but I need you.
Well, you guys know that the augury spell is non-indistinct
The
anyway.
guy here is like, I pause
I'm
on the
just going
first
to-
step.
since I'm invisible, can I make a advantage to grab him by the wings?
What are you gonna do?
Flick his nose. Bad dog.
On one condition, no PvP. This is simply a role-play, hey, look, this isn't a matter of life or death.
No, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, basically it means we die or they die.
I'm good with them dying.
Then that's the choice that's the choice we're making.
My roll to grab is 18.
Right on this number, I think.
What's your AC?
Well, technically for grappling you only need to hit AC 10, I think, right?
But no, it's
Well, you're also flying.
you're
I'm kind of like taking a couple of other things into account.
Okay.
So it's not an instant,
I'm tiny and slippery and have a high dex and all that kind of shit.
So what's your AC?
She is sleepy.
18 is what it says, but I don't know what part of, so the dexterity modifier
yeah,
is
you got it.
3. So if you got me by surprise, it'd be 15, I think.
Would. So,
Say goodbye.
give me, I
Lefty.
don't want to say perception, I feel like I'm using that way too much tonight, but insight. Roll me insight.
What's the number on insight? 5. Okay.
Same as mine. I yelled down the stairs while the sound like, so are we doing this or what?
20.
20?
Yeah.
Okay. You sense motion. And given the nature of what's going on, you kind of expect someone to grab. However, I'm going to rule in Nick's favor because of the invisibility. You kind of fly into his hand. So instead of grabbing you by the wings, he actually just had you like this. It's not a tight grip.
Just the purpose of just
But he
giving a
got-
point for looking for
He's
honesty.
like, not today,
It's
mother.
like
Your story sounds a little exaggerated. I'm gonna ask this really nicely
and
because
my
You're
dick's a
gonna
little
die if you
lower.
don't have this information, I think.
What did he
I look him in his eye and I say, my dick's a little lower.
He's You want to see my package?
You have a bird I don't know about?
I'll see it.
Well,
If it
where
was-
I come from, this is customary. Doff the old balls, they say.
Oh, damn.
How about this? What is the logic behind withdrawing the information from the augury?
It's all a matter of interpretation.
I would like all of your interpretation because I'm aware of what's going on here.
Well, perhaps I can act it out for you in a more explicit manner. I'm not very...
Throw him inside the room.
If you can't be trusted to tell us anything, I mean, we don't really need you.
Why would
I'm as chaotic as they come.
Okay.
There's chaotic and then there's dumb. Chaotic stupid just happens to be
And then,
a
no,
whole
there's
class.
chaotic, then there's dumb, and then there's fake.
I'm not accustomed to, how they say, spilling all the stiffle beans.
Yeah.
I'm not accustomed to this. My people don't do these things that you do.
That's fine. Just go ahead and don't worry about it then. We'll just all die.
I could do like prestidigitation and do like a whole
Well,
performance
I'd
actually
like-
revealing to them the more accurate truth of what was shown to me.
Yes, you can. You can use prestidigitation to
So basically, he's going to tell us what's
communicate it in a more blunt manner as you saw it.
Just a moment.
So we're gonna see what you saw.
So is he still
You're up the stairs, so.
No, I'm on the third stair.
Don't need to use your
Hey,
hands to
Nick,
do
I'm on the
this.
third stair. I'm still there.
Okay.
You just
So I can weave the story and be
Okay,
like
stop.
visual and auditory and represent
Right.
basically what happened.
So go ahead.
Okay, well first off, have you got any pants to shit yourself in?
I'm in my shell, that's sufficient.
Have you ever shit your shell, sir?
You're about to.
Because you're about to.
What's your voice? Anyway.
I was sparing you.
No, it's okay. No matter how bad.
Okay, so I'll do a bunch of prestidigitation and do the most accurate rendering that I can of what I just experienced.
Since this is a cinematic experience, I'm going to waive the normal rules of prestidigitation, allow it to be a lot grander.
Okay.
So he uses prestidigitation, and the room you're in shifts to another room, an unfamiliar one.
This is me doing my face stuff.
You recognize this room because you've seen it from one of those upper parapets when you guys tried to get in the first time, and you
That
see
place.
her. It's them.
It's a her.
It seems to shift unstably. Its angles and proportions violating the natural order.
Ooh, baby.
But it seems to
my
take a
first time
vague
ever
humanoid outline as it speaks,
Yes,
offering you a choice. And you can kind of, you guys are witnessing this, but you see yourselves in this projection.
Yeah, because this is a future augury.
And she takes on the form of a clown.
That knew
And
it. Fucking it.
basically just dispels what illusions are around it, and there are bodies suspended in the air, and gives you all an offer. Let me go.
There
Set
we
me
go.
free. And you can take anything out of this room you want. I don't care. Just let me out.
Let it.
And at this point, it sort of deviates. On one hand, you guys say no.
What the hell are we seeing?
And she just attacks you, and the last images you get from that vision of one potential future is being suspended in air, experiencing
Tremendous pain.
fear and pain beyond imagination as she slowly consumes you physically.
Infinite Tsukuyomi.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, you agree and destroy a single glyph. And she leaves, purging every living thing but you guys out of this tower.
Oh, so leaving
Every
it clear
living
for
thing.
us.
Perfect.
And
That's what I'm saying,
this,
that's gonna
this
take care of
particular vision ends with, like I was telling him, the main doors burst open and a river of blood rushes from this building.
Alright,
Did
I
you mention
turn
the
around.
part where
I
everyone
have
in
my
town
answer.
dies?
I'm out.
And it wipes away Wake's End,
Oh
killing everyone it comes into contact with and tearing down buildings.
no! How many people die for that?
There are probably 180, 190 people living in Wake's End.
Next question.
So when we're done, I'm gonna like walk around him and sniff to see if he shat himself.
Okay. The next question after that is, how long will it take for that population to return?
I think May did.
Not that long. Although the
get for
people
doing
will
favors
you'll
for
probably
people.
avoid the tower. The doors will be open and stained with blood. human blood, dwarf blood,
Elf blood.
in
In a realistic thought,
I start walking.
I do have a bag full of water.
yes.
Could I potentially make sure that doesn't happen?
You either die or you make the deal.
We make the deal. We have no choice.
Yeah, I'm already on my way.
We avoid death ourselves. The small town,
It's
unfortunate, but
dies.
it's kind of everything.
Lateral damage, guys. Let's go. I'm opening the
There is a
door.
third option, however, and probably not the most economical. You use your cards and just leave and never return. Leave this thing imprisoned in the tower. Leave Wake's End in one piece.
We'll do
But you'll end up at the rendezvous sans orb and facing whatever judgment that person who hired you decides to mete out.
No, we're just gonna make.
We'd probably be the only ones that ever survived.
Look.
Unfortunately, you probably wouldn't live long enough to brag that you survived.
I got his butt.
Hey guys, I'm releasing the fucking thing.
But there effectively will be a
I'm already
town that we could theoretically.
You guys can argue like you ain't Tesla.
And I don't want to hear any turtles telling me I don't tell the truth.
theoretically empty, but we could theoretically just own it outright because we're the only survivors.
Yeah, you can come back and reshape Wake's End into whatever the fuck you want.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Let's go.
The druid is already halfway up.
Yeah, I go up.
I'm still going to the library.
I'm at the door when you get there.
wait. Please don't go to the library without the final results.
Because if you go down there and
You're
they don't
dead
see
too.
you,
If they make the deal and you're not there,
You're dead.
you're
What?
weak for the grinder.
Yeah, that's
She
fine.
will kill you.
She promised me she wouldn't kill me.
You have to
you're
be there
there.
to make the deal.
I've already made the deal.
no, you
You
haven't.
haven't.
You saw an omen.
You saw that future. That requires you to be there. If you're not there when the deal is made, then you are just like the rest of them.
Well, I'm no longer sharing the truth with these assholes anymore. Fuck that guy. I'm going to the library.
The beans.
We're going up them.
But please go with us, and then we'll go to the.
No, I'm not gonna have someone steal my story. I knew the shit I wanted to do, and I shared the truth, and now he betrays me. Fuck him.
Hey, that was always a potential possibility.
Yeah. Well, now I know not to share the truth with that guy.
Just you two.
You enter the next chamber, and it's filled with bones.
This is
And they are not in good condition. Some of them have been there for a while, and they all have signs of gnawing. Some of them are split open in the marrow.
I say, alright, where you at? Over
The
here.
next floor above that is more of the same. And then you get to the final floor. And it's dark. You can see the orb of seasons. It's floating
You're clowny,
above
clowny.
all of you,
I
seemingly
do the glyph, I didn't
suspended in some sort of... It's hard to describe the way that these arms sort of come out and hold it there. Like it's keeping it from touching anything for some reason.
Is there anything else in the room?
Maybe, but I'm like,
Yeah. There are a couple of other objects in there.
You need to use your fey body to wax on like a.
I just looked to Al. I know I'm still invisible. Because I know it hasn't been a full hour yet. But I do look and I go,
like I can modify the glyphs. I don't know about destroy them.
hey, druid ass.
Well. You hear this voice, it just seems to come from everywhere. Look who comes in. Food. But different somehow. More of you than before, yes. You hear something whisper in your ear. You smell delicious.
Thanks.
Probably the best he smelled all day.
Oh damn.
It's his druidic nature musk.
What brings you here, I wonder? The same thing the others. But you're too old for my tastes.
Oh, I think we can do something a little bit better than the others.
You want the seasons.
Oh,
Power of the seasons.
but I know something you want.
Oh?
Freedom.
How about
We all
freedom?
say it at once.
How about freedom?
This horrific cackling echoes through the air. All of you that have the ability to get goosebumps do, and not the fun kind. For those of you that don't, there strikes a primal chord in you, like, that you're unaccustomed to.
Better run, better run.
Why do you think I did the meditation?
Now look, above all else, the only thing we know is that you've been here for a long time and you can't leave. So, what's the consequences of us?
Long time.
What's your most
What is
desire?
time?
What is the consequences of us setting you free?
I could eat
Then eat.
so many delicious things to eat. And you can see it in front of you guys, about 50 feet. And it coalesces into the form of a kind of clown. It's drooling.
Where's this
What?
lift?
You just ended up having to play.
You can see that the whole floor is rigged up in a series of like interlocking wards within wards. Like it's not so much that it's like powder and chalk that you would normally do for a quick summon or a quick bind. This is actually set into the floor. Like this tower
Like
was
silver and gold.
silver, gold, calcified salt, things like that. Things that make this a permanent anchor. Like whoever did this might have built this room around this
Just
creature.
for that creature.
Just for her.
Is there any way that you could possibly not destroy the tower?
I don't want to destroy the tower. I just want to go out.
But no, I mean, is there a possibility that you just focus in on just the tower and not necessarily the town?
Bro, get out of the thing.
You don't get to make these decisions.
That's why I'm
If you let me go, if you set me free,
Yeah, I mean, I sure think so.
I'll let you live.
Okay,
Anything from this
screwed.
place you desire.
Anything and everything, I understand that. But what I'm saying is there a possibility that you could allow the individuals of the city, the town, outside of the tower, to live?
Would you deny a lion its gazelle?
But
Would you deny the night the day?
But
I look for the
a true hunter, only hunts for what they truly need.
right now.
And there's plenty here in this tower.
You don't understand my hunger.
Is it that bad that you have to have everything around?
Yes.
Okay, then would it be possible for you to expand?
Are you going to try and find it?
Yes.
Is there a possibility that you could expand your devastation beyond the tower? Beyond
I don't
this,
think I'm going to stay here, do you?
beyond this town, beyond the city, beyond the country. How far will you go?
As far as I want.
Right.
Everywhere. Anywhere.
And you're going to leave us alone forever?
I know your smell. I know your fear. Make this deal, and your lives are yours.
Forever
Even
and ever,
that
eternity.
of your children, should you have them.
I go destroy the damn thing.
Did you stop what you were doing when she says this?
What?
Nah,
He wasn't paying attention.
it wasn't.
I was looking for something else.
Yeah, I know.
It's all good. It's all good.
Make the deal.
I
Or
think you-
join the larder.
No, I agree.
I'm guessing she can see me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright.
I just hold up my turtle hand. I'm like, deal, bitch. Let's do it.
And she kind of...
Now, do I find the damn artifact thingy?
Yeah, it's up above you guys.
Good. I destroy it after they shake.
You're going to destroy an artifact, and just to let you know, and I'm not saying that the rules from original D&D apply, but usually when you destroy an artifact, you've effectively caused a very large rift. It's kind of like destroying a staff of the mage, for example. There's usually some sort of devastation at one point or another. And usually it kills the individual who actually does it.
And
So you
So you want
shake
to die.
her hand as the representative for the group.
Yeah,
Done.
done.
I'm waiting at the ready.
That seal right there. That glyph, the one that hurts me so. Remove it and destroy it.
I'm gonna look to the droid. I'm like, you want to do something fun?
Yes.
go destroy that board.
On it.
When he does that, I'm gonna jump up to grab the orb.
Yes, please.
You're gonna have to
Jump.
either climb up there or
Or
find
have
a way to disengage whatever that is that's
Oh
holding.
wait, I might have something
Okay,
to help
I'll
with
wait then. I'll wait.
I might have something to help with that.
I'll wait for that.
Hang on. Plant growth. Wind wall. Thunder wave, healing of
I can use normal technically.
snare. No.
Any of you can do this. Destroy that one
Yeah.
glyph.
I'll just do this.
Let it happen. But just to let you know that the glyph might not be as bad as an artifact, but destroying a glyph could possibly kill you too.
Okay.
But I'm pretty
Still
sure.
gonna do it.
Pretty sure it won't.
Yeah, me too. I rubbed the glue.
You're gonna rub it.
No, I just
Destroy it, please.
I destroy it.
What are you gonna destroy it with?
Fire orb.
Okay. You're gonna take a step back and you cast the spell. Roll damage.
Wait, what's the damage?
Well, we can look it up,
I
but
think it's like
And you have dice down
1d8.
here too.
Oh shit.
Plus level or some crap.
So
It's
D20?
either a d8 or a
roll the
d10.
d20.
Nah. It's 9.
Nat 20. Okay.
Nine.
Nine. And what's your spellcasting modifier? Which will be where your spells are, top of the page. Your basic, your spell attack bonus. Should be
8 plus PB plus WM. Oh, it's attacks bonus. PB plus WM.
and there's no number there.
Nope.
Shame on you, Nicholas. You forgot that. Well, it doesn't take much to hit it because it's essentially a 10,
10.
and your modifier is definitely going to be more than enough to bump that 9 above that.
Yeah.
The
What does that mean?
No.
Because mine says PVC and
That's mine's WM.
we'll get to.
sorry, I
No, you're
a
good.
game mechanic I'm not aware of.
Right.
Yeah.
It hits, and after a couple of seconds, the glyph, what it's etched into and how it's set into, it both melts and shatters at the same time.
Nice.
Everyone give me a dexterity saving throw.
Can I use my wisdom on that one? Or
No, this is to resist being hit. Well, you're going to be hit. You're not going to take damage. This is to see if you stay on your feet
oh, okay.
or stay in the air.
Deflect missiles.
No, because it's not a missile. You can't deflect a wall.
Okay.
I got
AC
21.
19? You want what? D20.
Yeah, roll d20 and add your.
I'm getting good rolls today.
Because if it's not trained, you're a monk. You should have.
I do. I have a 6 based on it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, roll
you
it
go
and
ahead
then add
roll it
6.
for me. Nick. What do we got? So, is it hit?
14.
20 altogether.
Okay, 20. All right,
Okay.
you stay on your feet. You stay on your feet, Mr. Twartle.
He probably has a really good.
What is it, for
wisdom.
reflex or?
It's dexterity saving.
Dexterity saving throw, 12.
12. You fail.
Oh damn.
So you're knocked
Whee!
off your
Turtle.
back.
Okay.
And your turn.
Shit.
I
Damn it.
did 21. Oh, you.
Your turn.
Oh, my
You're
bad.
flying, but you're still going to get hit by this wave.
Oh, am I back in the room now?
Oh yeah, that's right. You're not even here.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
He's
in the library.
Or no?
You have one option. Do you want to be in the room or do you not want to be in the room?
You want to be in the room. Oh, you're dead.
Like I said, you can always come back here once you deliver the orb, because now you don't have to worry about fighting anymore. All the animate armors are going to be destroyed. All the
And, we'll
glyphs
ha-
are gonna be
and items
triggered.
you do want to take, you'll have.
I just know that I'm royalty, and I don't get treated like that ever. So basically, I'm gonna be as stubborn as I fucking can be because this is probably the first time in my life I'm ever dealing with someone like that.
Okay, that's
On-
true.
on those terms.
That is true. All right,
No one trumps the prince, or whatever, something like that.
all right.
I
So
did ask you, please come. I mean,
Only the girls ask them that normally.
I mean,
Oh, damn.
and sometimes the boys.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Now I have learned not to be honest with the group.
At least
That's the worst
At
part.
least the tunnel.
Now you know to lie better.
Yeah.
Also,
To the tunnel.
I don't know. That was about my best performance.
I know you rolled really well, but it was a 29. You rolled
He got a 29 for the insight.
That's what stopped it.
That's the only reason why he called bullshit. And that's why I grabbed you, because
he
when he
beat
said, like,
he
he's
beat
like,
yours by like 3 points.
It was a natural.
He tied you, so he was like, he's acting. But damn, that's good.
Yeah,
He was like,
that sucks.
okay, what the fuck?
that's the only reason why
None
I
of that
grabbed you.
matters. What matters is when you decided to go end the world, and I wanted to go to the library. That was the problem.
Ah, gotcha.
I don't want the world to end. I want to go to the library, get something of value, and not have to end the world.
Right, I agree.
So you want to end the world, and I chose not to.
I want to live.
That's what happened.
That's what happened. Survival.
Yeah.
I want to live.
So use your card and leave, and you're alive, and you didn't have to end the world.
No, I'm good. I want to get paid.
Great. So
So-
you chose the most evil thing that could possibly exist
Yeah.
here, and I went to the library. That's how I see it.
So he's not
Well, we
there.
got to find out what. So he's not with us.
So you're not with them?
Based on, I did ask you, please.
Well, you guys are deliberately trying to end the world. I'm not with that.
Well, there's a reason behind it. There's a self-preservation reason.
I'm chaotic, but I'm not evil.
I don't know about that, Mister. I do some pretty evil shit with the chains.
I've done nothing evil, but I've done a lot of chaotic things.
Oh yes, very chaotic. Very deliciously chaotic.
Right.
Yummy.
Okay,
So you guys go do your evil stuff, and I'll keep being chaotic.
Okay. All right.
she grins. I mean, those lips pull back and fuck, those teeth go back for miles. And she just shoots past you down the stairs.
You're welcome.
The moment that she's gone, the light returns to normal in here. You can see the things on their own pedestals, but the Orb of Seasons is up there.
I just look up, I stand beneath it. Oh, I stand up first. And then I'll look up, and I'm like,
Why don't we do
Eldritch Blast, Eldritch Blast,
Why-
Eldritch Blast.
Wait, before you do that, why don't we do a build of a pyramid,
We can do that.
and then maybe just grab it out?
He said there was like...
Because we are thieves, right?
By the way, the bodies that are in this room that were levitating are starting to float down. The ones that are still mostly whole and alive
What's
are starting to come to.
What's Moonbeam do?
You essentially make a radius of moonlight that does damage.
Would that get the orb off?
It's a little excessive.
I'll be the one that grabs it because I do have slow fall. So if I do fall, I can absorb up to 25 points of damage.
Well, it's not going to be that big of a fall.
Okay. All right.
So you guys, basically pyramid as best you can, and you manage to reach the orb. Feels warm to the touch, and cold, and you smell wood smoke and autumn breezes and the first buds of spring.
Well, this is a really evil object. Its purpose is really evil.
You can vaguely see that the orb itself looks like a globe almost. No matter how you tilt it, the continents all stay in the appropriate spot. And based off of the colors, you can see the shift of seasons as they currently are. Right now, you guys are full tilt summer, and the southern hemisphere is full tilt winter.
So autumn and fall.
They're starting to. You're right there at that middle ground for both summer and winter, so they're going to start transitioning in the spring and fall.
Oh wow.
I'm just tapping my card, waiting.
Well, after we get it, I'm going to start looking around at the other items.
You see a couple of items from the Apocalypse set.
I look at those.
Like there's a full set of armor. Looks like it's made from red dragon.
Full set of red dragon armor.
I want it.
And the placard on there says the armor of war.
Whoa.
Is there anything I can find?
There's the Executioner's set.
Sal's calling. You know that.
Is there an assassin's kit?
No.
I'll take the execution one. That works.
Are you gonna you're just gonna pack it up for now?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just gonna start grabbing whatever I can.
Basically, the entire the sets are there for that. For example, for the Executioner set, it doesn't look like armor at all. It's just a full set of clothing, boots, pants.
That's perfect for me. I'm a druid.
You know, there's no real metal on it. It's all cloth and leather.
Perfect.
Although there's a hood and a mask for some strange reason.
I like that too because I'm an assassin.
So you're gonna pack it all up in your bag for the time being?
Mm-hmm. And whatever weapon it's got.
It doesn't seem to have a weapon.
Even better.
You get down to the water filtration section. And give me perception. Give me a perception roll. Because you're trying to look for the door that'll lead you to the level underneath, to level 14.
19 plus whatever.
That's good enough. You do see it. There is a hatch off to the side in a bubble of air. It's almost directly beneath you, and the way it's kind of tucked away. The only reason why you saw it is because the way that air bubble is, it kind of bends light a little bit in a weird way that's like,
No, it's shiny.
You guys begin to hear screams.
Oh, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a nightmare that we didn't want to hear, and I think that it's appropriate to probably put in some earplugs because it's going to be really...
Now the question is, you got what you wanted.
Yeah.
Are you going to stick around, or are you going to yeet the fuck out with the tear the card, get out?
I'm gonna look around and be like,
I'm still tapping mine, waiting.
You know what? I came for items. I'm going to leave with an item before I rip.
well, we do have time to look now. Now we can go around and actually look to see what's there.
I go to the library.
So are the only items up here the Apocalypse set and the Orb of Winter?
The Orb of Seasons, the Apocalypse set, the Executioner set.
That's not here no more. I got that.
There's something called Raiment of the Seducer, which it looks like women's lingerie, but when one of you guys looks at it, since you guys are all male, it seems to shift into something more male appropriate.
So Speedo.
Essentially, yes.
I'm just gonna look and go, oh, I'm good.
I grab them all.
The one item that kind of stands out, because it doesn't seem like it should be in here, is something called the Archdruid's Ring.
Oh, I want that.
You know, I know you want everything.
No, that's for druid.
Not necessarily. It doesn't necessarily have to go to a druid.
I want it. You guys can take this. I'll take that.
You make it to the 14th floor. Are you going to do the invisibility thing again?
Actually, no.
Alright. You go down 14, 13, guards. So many guards. And even a few wizards.
Celestial being,
And
of course I want
maybe a couple of
everything.
sorcerers. Hard to tell with the way that they're dressed. They're all either human or dwarven, although you do see a couple of tieflings.
Intriguing.
And a few half wood elves. Like full.
You know, I'm just
everything.
taking everything in that room to fucking divide it between us later.
Oh, you can have that shit. I don't want it.
Basically, I'm getting a look at all the people that they just murdered.
Man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
They won't even get to see them when they're alive.
I'm so sorry I told the truth.
You haven't heard the screams yet.
Yeah.
You just apologize to me for no reason.
There's even a centaur in here. A woman. Who's, she's wearing wizard's robes that cover, like,
You find it?
part of her body.
If you
But
find
they
a
don't
pin,
really
you
cover
know,
the
it says
whole
icy
horse
fire.
part very well because they're not made for that.
Right there.
And she seems to be reading some sort of arcane tome,
Yeah, what
but
am I-
you can't really make out
So
what it
Nick,
is
what
unless
was
you
this
decide
called?
you want to pick it
I
out.
gathered them all just in case.
Is there a way I can stay
it was-
invisible and cast a spell that would give a message to all these people?
Ask
What were all those things called? Because I gathered everything
I think
in that
actually you
room.
probably do have that ability.
Yeah, let's put it like this. Unless it's an aggressive maneuver, like you're going to hurt someone or cast an offensive spell,
You probably do it.
you can do it.
So I can cast something that would be like words and
It's
floating
a
in the air or something like that.
Set.
Yeah.
Okay, teleport out now. You are
Actually,
all about
Dragon armor set.
Actually, for fun,
You put that on the page of her book? Or just do it in front of her so she can read it? Or just in general so that they
No, I
can hold it?
specifically said I want it floating in the air. Like
I just
above them.
okay.
Not in a book.
Alright, so
Everyone needs to see it.
you do this
Ring of
on
the
this
Master
floor,
Mage, you said?
and every floor you go to, you do the same thing, which gets a lot of quizzical
You
looks.
said
Until you get down to about the 10th floor, and then you start hearing screams.
So this is not for me to actually try to save them. This is for me to wipe my conscience clean and knowing that I did everything I could.
Hey, if they don't leave and they die,
I did my best.
You did your Boy Scout good deed for the day.
In a
The
very-
fact that they died is not your fault.
Right, in a very fey way, I have absolved myself.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
what is all those items I just grabbed out of the top?
We'll get into that in just a second.
by the way, I'm doing the most fake thing actually and doing the old double cross. Just because she let us live now will be her downfall later.
If you see her again.
If we ever
Yes.
see her again, that's why I asked, how far is the reign of death going to go?
She's gonna go. Look, she's. I'm gonna level with you. She's not gonna kill everyone. Here, yes, because fuck everyone in Wake's End and this tower.
Because
She
they
watched
fucked.
for all her. The tower was built. The tower was built, and she was imprisoned in it. She watched the city that was here before Wake's End get built and fall, and then Wake's End came along later on. And this cult of people moved in here and started storing things. They didn't capture her. Hell, she tried to make a deal with them. Let me go.
They said no.
And they were like, yeah, we know what you are. Sort of. Fuck that. And they've done nothing but antagonize her from her point of view
Piss her off.
for the last millennia
years.
or two.
Oh, damn, million years?
No, not that
Oh,
one.
no, it's 1,000.
Millennia, about 1,000.
Yeah.
So, like, for like
400.
1,500 to 2,000 years, they've been
Long enough.
Fuck with it.
long enough. So, this,
It's
what's happening
revenge.
here is her settling her personal vendetta. What happens afterwards, she's not going to be as overt.
It's
You know,
it's
it's going to be a
clown.
person, it's going to be a person here, a person there.
Yeah, it's the clown basically.
Because it needs to.
yeah,
because
it's
it's
survive.
It's instinctive.
It eats fear. It
eats fear.
needs it for sustenance.
I mean, it can eat anything, really, but it prefers fear, especially like the clown, which this is modeled after. The fear, the pure terror of innocence is its preferred food. But it doesn't require more than a handful.
That's why it says you
from
smell
time to
delicious.
Yeah, y'all are evil as fuck.
Wait, but dude, wow.
But yeah, so in my head, it was actually really more like yeah, you let us live, but it's your downfall, honestly. But we'll take care of you later if we find you, if we need to.
Never.
Which is a possibility, depending on where you guys end up.
I mean, because after all, I'm gonna be a little meta here, but our characters here made that deal. So if they come across our other group and it's like, we can't kill her, it's like, fuck, no, we can't. Let's go.
So,
Anyway,
you guys have taken what you wanted.
I took
You're
everything.
still working your way down to the library.
I took everything out of that room. They didn't take nothing.
Yeah, we didn't take anything. I didn't take anything out of there.
Did you take
Okay.
I will take appropriate items that I have optional to.
I've used for all
Well, the
these.
one that that I figured you might take would be the ring, the Archdruid's ring. Which, if you read the placard, it essentially gives you the ability to wild shape as if you were an Archdruid.
Holy shit.
Number of times a day equal to your proficiency bonus +1.
Which honestly, if you do take it, that would be great for your ship.
Yeah, it would be fantastic.
That's why I grabbed everything to divide between us. That's what I said.
All right, yeah. So he'll give it to you if you want it. He's just grabbing everything right now.
Yeah, just
I look at it
saves
like
time.
I know there are ways to deal with demons.
Saves
and that's
time
not
to
what these
debate
guys
about
are
it
doing.
later.
So here's the question: when you make it to the library, are you gonna look for anything in particular, or are you just gonna grab some books and yeet?
I put it down.
In which case, we'll,
What's your character's
I'll
name?
figure out what you got, but it's gonna be
We'll
worth
put
it.
in for
Well, my situation is kind of tricky because I don't have like big bags and like these.
You have a bag of holding.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna give that to you.
All right. Well,
Because
that works then.
considering you're doing the whole Fae thing and you're sort of pulling things out of random pockets, it just doesn't look like you have a bag on you.
Alright.
But you do have one on you.
I'm just concerned because I know this character is going to travel a lot. And when he travels, that's where these bags go boom. So I got to figure something out about that.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
This is a Fae bag of holding.
Okay.
It's not going to be like the one that he acquired.
All right. Well, I'll just stick an arm out and fly past the books and dump them all in the bag and take the whole library and go.
As many as you can.
Yeah. Fill that fucker up.
Okay, I want you to roll me 2d20. And that's how many books you're going to make off with.
Okay. Before she eats me. 26.
26? Okay, so you managed to get 26 books into your bag, and now you can yeet.
Okay.
Like, you just, like, tear the card and you're good to go.
I'm cool with that.
Alright, you guys.
So we'll make our way slowly down.
You really gonna go down? You're not just gonna go?
Well, I want to see.
You
Well,
said that I already heard screams.
well, I do.
Yeah, you've been hearing screams.
Okay, then yeah, I would do that then.
So I do.
And
'cause-
you guys have already started hearing the screams of slaughter.
So for us, it's like we still want to check to see what else is in this tower. And since we have nothing to
might
worry
as well go
about,
ahead and clear it out.
because even the spiders are dead.
Yes, even the spiders are dead. But the question is, you can always come back later. Do you really want to be around while she's rampaging?
Well,
She made the deal with you.
She's not gonna attack us. We could follow behind her devastation.
Unless she perceives that you're breaking the deal by coming after her and out that you got what you wanted.
Well, we're waiting a little bit. Like I'm not just gonna
we will
go straight down.
If we hear direct screams, we're not stepping forward.
Arthur?
We're not stepping forward into her actual path. Like we're waiting like a little bit, and we're just gonna like.
I assume that 30 minutes would be reasonable.
Is this the
She
sort
could
of
probably-
being that you consider to be trustworthy or honest?
We're not dead.
We're not. Okay, so
You don't know that.
No, I think we would know if we were dead.
A creature like this would be powerful enough to trick you in that regard.
Not wrong.
But she could have just killed us right there, and then she didn't.
yeah.
She has, in that particular moment, she had more pressing business that was more important than you. If you're still around, what makes you think that she won't recant?
Right. I mean, she could just very easily just come around and kill us again, but we took the chance. So
I'm used to people making
Besides,
promises and deals in a place where things always go really bad.
finish honoring your deal and you guys get something.
Like,
for it.
sure, she honored the deal,
And not
but
just your lives.
right.
yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna look and go like, considering what's in this tower, I have no other preference really. So, but I'm not gonna leave you alone, Al. Honestly,
I'm
you're
like,
the
if
only
these
sane
other
one.
souls are on my heart, I don't have to carry that through. I'm clean. Don't have the team.
But I'm just gonna stick with Al until he's ready to actually go. But I just want him to go wandering alone.
Finish. Like I said, give her birth. When we start to hear the town start to fry, we can go ahead and finish out the tower.
Yeah, you might want to go get your weapons from the blacksmith pretty quick.
Yeah,
I think you don't have to actually pay the blacksmith.
No, I think
Depending
it's
on how
done.
far he got into it, it might actually be worthwhile, but not likely at this point.
It might not even be done.
Oh, hey, now I just got. I'll at least have the money to just buy it straight out next time.
Right? They'll be walking away with at least 8,000 flat.
So go ahead and continue searching it. And I don't know if there's a detect magic spell or
There is a detect magic spell for
But you could just use your Arcana if there's
I
anything
get some
worth
neat
grabbing.
book stuff.
But
Alright,
everything.
so you do tear your card?
Yeah. So basically, I could start building my library.
Alright. So
I do know the one thing I do want to do is I want to stop at the floor with the books.
yeah.
So like the second floor I think we were at when we did
you
that.
tear your card. And there's a sudden shift. Like you're moving, but not moving at the same time. Not quite a plane shift, which you probably have a little bit of experience from, but more like
a game.
involuntary teleportation.
Teleport without error.
And you find yourself standing on a dock. It's nighttime. You look at the stars and you're on the same plane, same world, just somewhere further east. Much further east.
Okay.
Considering it was, about noon-ish
Okay.
when you guys went in the tower.
Alright.
Where'd that come from?
It was stuffed in the thing.
Donovan.
For you three, you guys feel your cards get warm and vibrate.
Oh, this is like a calling card.
Well,
I
that'd be the
mine.
literal transmission of it. wouldn't
I
it?
tear mine.
You got confidence.
Again, you guys can always come back. There's not going to be anyone to loot the damn place because everyone's going to be dead.
We'll come back.
We're the only ones that thing won't kill.
Absolutely.
This will always be an option for those of you that survive.
Yeah. So
My concern is, or was, your character's safety. That's the reason why.
It's okay. My soul is intact.
He did his best. And you guys all find.
So
when you turn
first person
around,
to pop up
Yes.
is me right next to
Yes.
Hey!
you're standing on a dock on a lake made of stone. There's a doorway in front of you that's carved directly into the side of this rock, almost like a cliff. And a few hundred feet above that is a large section that's been sheared off, and there's a window there. A couple of windows. There's a main one, and one to the left, and one to the right. The door is open, and you just hear, "Bravo! Bravo! Wow! You know, I'm impressed. Really, I am. I expected you guys to die. You recognize him. The one who gave you the job. The one who dropped the money.
The one that I
He's
stole
in
the
there-
button from.
Yeah, you see him tossing an orb from hand to hand. Not even looking at it, just tossing it back and forth. And inside, you can see images inside the tower. You can see... It's fucking horrific. It's like, yo, I kind of applaud you. Boss wants to see you, which is unusual. I don't envy you, but come on. Come. He leads you inside. This is a banner carved into the stone. Not quite dwarven, but a human's interpretation of dwarven, architecture, but opulent. We're talking like gold fixtures and mountings, veins of platinum.
that's definitely.
There's a lot of wealth and power in this building.
That's
I'm glad we
definitely.
did this.
He leads you inside and up some stairs, all the way into the main chamber, where a wizard sits on what is essentially a throne, which has that massive window framing it.
Do I recognize this guy being Blue Lion?
No, you do not recognize
Is
him.
it okay just to go ahead and do a royalty respect?
I just go like this.
Knowledge history?
Yeah, I just go like this.
Maybe.
Hey, I just go like this.
That's 0.
Your eminence.
You got a 16.
I won't say it that way, Mr.
16 for him and 16 for me total.
Not a noble.
I know, but it's okay to be respectful enough to say, hey, we're greeting you with appropriate response.
My total's just like
He does this number, and your contact, orb,
Oh yes.
he takes the orb from you. Silk cloth covers it up, brings it to the wizard. The wizard takes it from him, looks at it, stands, and uses his staff. Time stops. Deal with him.
Oh, damn.
And he just vanishes.
I just chuckled to Aloe. I'm like, this is what did us in. This is great. And I just go.
Time stop. You can't move. You can look around and think, but you're not moving.
I call it my waiting celestial being.
You can't.
Yes.
No,
Your mind is still going. You're
Yeah, my
aware. You can hear
and
him
my
speak.
Yeah, but you want to be able to call him
It's
out.
already
Well, I
past
respect
it. It's
completely. We knew
ritual
this was
past.
going to not that part, but we knew.
You expected something.
No,
Yeah, that's why I had this
No,
plan
what I
for a
expected
ritual.
was the orb is going to be used appropriately no matter what. Whether it's sitting in their tower or it's going to be used. Because we got it.
Isn't this why I said I want to keep my celestial being at ready?
Yeah.
But they would be
Is
frozen
that ready? I
too.
release
But-
it.
They'd be frozen as well.
Am I
They're
able to
all
release
objects, all beings,
it? The only time
except
stop
the individual
He
that
time
is.
stopped you guys, but actually this creature can appear outside of that AoE.
Yeah.
So I
Oh, that's
summon it.
interesting. And you can actually walk around with it.
Well, because your contact is not affected by it.
Yeah.
I summon my
We
creature.
heard you. Got it.
Mhm.
Damn.
I need acknowledgement.
And that's where we're gonna stop for tonight.
Okay.
No time
I'll
stop.